The classroom fell quiet the moment Miss Karen Whitmore laughed. Not a soft laugh, not an awkward one. It was sharp, dismissive, the kind of laugh meant to remind everyone who had power and who didn't. Aisha Khan stood frozen near the chalkboard, her notebook clutched tightly against her chest. She was 16, brown-skinned, wearing a simple uniform that suddenly felt too visible, too loud in a room full of eyes waiting for her to fail. The math problem behind her covered the board in complex symbols, equations Miss Whitmore had deliberately chosen because she believed Aisha didn't belong in advanced placement classes. "Stop embarrassing yourself," the teacher said, waving her hand as if shooing away something unpleasant. "Students like you should stick to basic work." The class erupted in snickers. Aisha felt the heat rise in her face, but she didn't cry. She had learned long ago that tears only entertain people like Miss Whitmore. Miss Whitmore had never hidden her contempt. She called it high standards, but everyone knew what it really was. She praised certain students loudly and often, those with familiar accents, lighter skin, confident arrogance. And then there were students like Aisha, quiet, observant, the kind who listened more than they spoke, the kind Miss Whitmore loved to humiliate. "You people are always trying to prove something," she continued, arms crossed, "but intelligence isn't something you can force." Aisha slowly turned back to the board, her fingers trembling just slightly. She could hear her heart beating in her ears. She could hear her mother's voice telling her to stay patient. Her father's voice telling her that dignity was louder than insults. She picked up the chalk. The problem was brutal, an advanced calculus proof mixed with logical traps. Miss Whitmore had smirked when she assigned it, already imagining the embarrassment. But Aisha wasn't guessing. She wasn't panicking. Her mind was calm, sharp, trained by years of solving. Problems late at night, after chores, after prayers, after life had gone quiet. She began writing, step by step, clean, precise. The room slowly changed. The whispers faded. A student leaned forward. Another stopped laughing. Miss Whitmore's smile twitched. 10 minutes passed. Chalk scratched softly against the board. Aisha erased one line, corrected it, continued. Miss Whitmore checked her watch, annoyed now. "Time's up," she snapped, stepping forward. Aisha set the chalk down and moved aside. The board was full, not messy, not random. It was elegant, the kind of solution professors admired. Miss Whitmore scanned it quickly, expecting errors. She frowned. She looked again. Her lips pressed into a thin line. A hush fell over the room. "That's incorrect," she said finally, though her voice lacked confidence. A student raised his hand. "But Miss, that's the same method used in the textbook's advanced section." Another student nodded. "And the answer matches." Miss Whitmore's face flushed. "Sit down," she barked. She erased nothing, because she couldn't, because she didn't understand how Aisha had done it faster and cleaner than her top students. Aisha returned to her seat quietly, eyes down, heart steady. She didn't smile. Not yet. At lunch, whispers followed her, some curious, some impressed, some angry. Miss Whitmore watched from across the cafeteria, jaw tight. This wasn't over. Not for her. She had built her identity on superiority, and one quiet girl had cracked it, and Aisha knew something important now. The laughter had stopped, and fear had begun. Before the next class ended, Miss Whitmore announced a school-wide academic challenge. "Let's see who truly belongs here," she said, eyes locked on Aisha. The final round would be public, on stage, in front of teachers, students, and parents. Aisha felt the weight of it settle on her shoulders, but instead of fear, something else rose, determination. Because this wasn't just about math anymore. This was about respect. And as the bell rang, Aisha looked up for the first time that day. Calm, ready, unbreakable. Chapter 2. The auditorium buzzed with anticipation. Teachers sat in the front rows, parents filled the middle, students packed the back, phones ready, whispers spreading like wildfire. Everyone knew why they were here. Miss Whitmore stood confidently near the stage, clipboard in hand, smiling the smile of someone who believed the ending was already written. Aisha waited backstage, breathing evenly. She wore the same simple uniform, no armor, no disguise, just her mind. The challenge began with applause. Miss Whitmore introduced the competition with practiced charm, but her eyes never left Aisha. "This will test real intelligence," she said pointedly. "Not luck, not sympathy." One by one, students failed. Equations collapsed. Logic puzzles trapped them. The room grew tense. Then it was Aisha's turn. She walked onto the stage under harsh lights, the murmurs growing louder. Miss Whitmore handed her the final problem, a composite challenge combining calculus, physics, and probability, impossible for most, designed to humiliate. Aisha read it once, then again, and then she smiled, just slightly. She picked up the marker and began. The screen behind her projected every move, step by step. No hesitation, no wasted motion. The room transformed. You could feel it. Minds clicking, eyes widening. A teacher whispered, "That's doctoral-level reasoning." Ms. Whitmore's smile vanished completely. When Aisha finished, she turned around and waited. Silence. Then one slow clap. Then another. Then the entire room erupted. Teachers stood, parents cheered, students shouted her name. Miss Whitmore stared at the solution, her hands shaking. She had been exposed, not by rebellion,